This week in Ninja K, C tries to stick it to the bureau.
You are now watching WhoDooTV.
Welcome back to WhoDooTV. I'm Hoosier.
And I'm Jared.
Today we're talking about Ninja K number 5, the close of this first arc with the Christos Gage run.
Yes, we've got Tomás Giorello on the artwork with Diego Rodriguez on the colors. Man, this book is awesome. This is the culmination of everything that C has been wanting to do. And it's crazy.
I enjoyed it for one simple fact. We get the Ninjak little airplane, what do you want to call that suit?
Oh, it's like flight suit?
Yeah.
It's so cool. It really is. It's such a cool design. Yeah. And we saw it in another issue, and it was just like, what?
The more we can get of that, the better.
Absolutely.
That thing is awesome. But yeah, we do get to see the Ninja C and Ninja K kind of going after the Bureau and trying to get some of these files from the Acclamation Bureau.
Right, yeah. So we're going to get into this book. We are going to get into some spoilers. So if you haven't read this book yet, be sure to hit pause, read the book, and come back to join us in this conversation.
That's right. Make sure you subscribe if you like videos like this. We got a bunch of Ninja K books that we've done. Previous Ninjak run that we did. Definitely. But like I was saying, they're trying to get into the Bureau to pull up the records and figure out more about this Acclamation Bureau.
Yeah, they're trying to just like open it up, spread out the information, get it out there, make it public. I mean, this is almost exactly what Axe did to Harada, is just making this information public. And that's how they were going to take down MI6 and the Acclamation Bureau. And this book, why I love this book is because it feels like a Saturday morning cartoon. Just the intense action, of the going through this ridiculous fortress of like lasers going everywhere and they're having to dodge, and this big Zenith, what is it? The Zenith suit? Is that what they call it?
The Zenith armor protector.
Yeah.
That was pretty awesome.
The thing is awesome. And I mean, they just kind of have to do what they have to do to get to where they want to be. And I don't know, the action was so big and exciting, and there's these moments, it felt like being a kid again and like sitting down with a bowl of cereal to watch my cartoons.
Ninja K, Ninjak has always reminded me of a couple stories. Mm-hmm. It's always reminded me of 007.
Okay.
Batman.
Yes.
It's always reminded me of like the coolest Kung Fu Ninja story you could ever have, right? And this one kind of threw in some Mission Impossible to me, right? And I feel like you're always getting these cool little missions, Mission Impossible, 007 adventures that are set up in this Batman sort of way.
Yeah.
When I tell people the concept of Ninjak, they're like, okay, cool, where do I get it?
Yeah.
Done.
Absolutely. I think this arc is something special. This is something else. This is going deeper into the program and what it is. This is going deeper into, who does Colin believe he is and who does Colin believe he's working for. And it really does challenge all that. And I mean, at this point, he's sort of at the point where he's siding with this other guy, this guy who's trying to take it all down. But when they get to their mark, when they get to the files and they do their download, C doesn't really see it that way. He decides to kind of end the relationship a bit sooner than Colin even expected.
Right, he played Colin to a certain point. And it was quite interesting that Colin was able to put the pieces together a little bit better. With the Zenith armor guard, basically tells him, we expected you. We knew you were coming. And Colin's like, and this is the only thing you got to stop us? And it was a little kind of worrisome for him. You knew we were coming and this is all you got. It made it seem like there was this setup, and Colin sees that, but Ninja C doesn't care to see that. He is just focused on his story, his piece, his mission to try to get that accomplished. And, Colin kind of lets him see, what the outcome could be. What are 3 steps can be played in this chess game that you're not paying attention to? And that's what I like about Colin, is that he notices that.
I mean, great moment that we get to. This is after, C decided to flood the entire place with the River Thames. And, he thought he was going to trap Ninjak down there, and so he gets out, he gets on top of the London Eye, very notable Ferris wheel out in London, and he's about to broadcast all this stuff out, and he's saying this is going to make the morning's mail. This is going to blow everything out of the water. But his signal's jammed. And Ninjak is there. And he, they kind of spar a little bit back and forth, but he kind of opens his eyes to what he's not seeing. And this is what you had mentioned is, Ninja C has this drive. He wants to get back what he lost, and he lost all these years of a happy life, and he only got so much time with this wonderful woman, and then she died. But Ninjak shows him that the woman he fell in love with when he was a part of the program is living a full life of her own. That she moved down to Florida, and she's remarried, she has a couple kids, and she's got this whole life of her own. And if you broadcast this stuff out, her life is going to be completely ruined. And it's like, is that worth it? Is being unhappy with all the time you missed out on worth ruining someone's life that you were falling in love with? Is all that time worth throwing away those 10 to 15 years that you had with someone that you loved and were able to have this beautiful life? And it really got to him. And it's, I don't know. I thought that was just a great moment.
Right. But see, still tried to follow through with it. Yeah. And Ninjak has to kind of like interfere and burn half his face even more and have his ship kind of like take him out.
Yeah, he knew like he was too dangerous to keep alive.
Right. But they don't actually show him dying. And so it leads to believe, are we going to see more of Ninja C in the future?
Yeah.
And my Magic 8 Ball says chances are yes.
Probably. I mean, even Ninjak acknowledged, like, when he went down to try and recover the body, he wasn't there anymore. So who knows what's going to happen? I mean, it's crazy. But then we see Colin confronting Neville.
In that moment there, too, with those two going back and forth with their dialogue, it's something that could have only been done in comics. The dialogue was so in-depth and so many little pieces of the stories and what's true, what's not true, facial expressions, just the little details, something only a comic can do, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, you pointed some things out to me that I hadn't noticed before, because I can be a serial text reader. I just go text to text to text to text to get it all, and I'm missing these moments that you pointed out to me. And Colin asks him, like, what was it with my parents? Was my upbringing, was it all a part of this grooming process? Was it all a part of this acclamation bureau? Were these things of making me unhappy a part of that, And Neville pretty much tells him, like, sometimes life just gets at you.
Right. Your parents were in MI6. They kind of knew what they were getting into. And so it's just like these little, he almost had an answer for everything. You know what I mean? Where it wasn't like, let me think about it. Boom, here's an answer. Boom, here's an answer. And it was almost like, oh, one day he might come and ask me about this.
Yeah.
We know he's coming, so I better have a script ready.
Right.
So, and miraculously, all the information they got off of this little hack they took from the Bureau only had everything from pre-Cold War. So it didn't have anything from that period on. And so it left a lot of Colin's stuff for his details not there.
Right. Yeah, and it's still, I mean, it even leaves us as the readers unsure of what is the truth here. Because there's this one panel that you pointed out to me where Colin's leaving and it goes back to Neville's face, and it's just kind of this, almost this calculation by Neville of, what does Colin actually know? And it's really interesting. It's so fascinating. And like you said, like, this is just a moment that really displays how great the storytelling medium of comics really is. And it's awesome.
Yeah. And what does Colin really know is my question too. How much of this is him playing the game of his detailed calculations of putting something together? To me, I would like to think Colin did just have all this adventure for 4 issues, 4.5 issues, to say, oh, okay, it didn't actually happen. I believe you. Have a nice day. Or is he kind of like, okay, on terms, I'm okay with being Ninjak. I'm okay with being in this program. My life is what it is, and this is what I'm choosing. Or is it, this is what I'm choosing, but I know there's more, and it's going to come out sooner or later.
Right. We don't know. Right. And I look forward to seeing what comes out of that. But we do get to see a conscious effort by Colin to make things better in his own life where he can't control it.
Right. Right. And then we're getting to what you've said off camera, one of the best parts of this book. he gets to reject that hooker at the bar.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, no.
That's
a page after
turning
that?
moment. Yeah.
Page after that. Okay. Well, he could have found cheap love, but he's looking for real love.
He's looking for real love. That's right. I mean, he gives a call to Livewire, and she's kind of like, what's up? Because his MO is either if she's in town, it's time to, get down, or if they're not in the same town, he needs information. But he's like, I just wanted to call, sorry to bother you. And she pretty much tells him, like, it's okay if you just want to call to talk.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, okay, let's try this out. And it's I don't know, it's such a good moment of just showing how much he's trying. Like, he's putting in the effort. It was very much kind of he was closed off, and he's just willing to open up to Livewire. And I think that's just such a good moment for his character and for Livewire too. Like, this makes me like, I'm like Team Livewire Ninjak right now, I'm Team Livewire K.
Right,
if we're going to combine names here.
Live K.
Live K. Live Jack.
Yep. But there was something that made me laugh in this part of what some would call a typical male-female relationship. How dare you just call me Ninjak when you need something? How dare you? But if you go back to, I believe it was Secret Weapons 2, that she calls back to him to get information on Rexo and the Scavenger, and she's just calling for information for him. She did it too! Hypocrite! Hypocrite!
Yeah. Well, you could read into it as she's, laying into him on that, or she just knows him well enough to know, like, here's the facts. You only call when you need something.
Right.
What's up?
But when they agree to it, it's that beautiful moment of Livewire turning off all the screens, so that she can just have the one-on-one FaceTime conversation with one another, and it's cute.
It's sweet. It's
superhero love in the 21st century.
It's freaking adorable. I'll come out and say it right now. Yeah.
But so they do some iMacking and have a little fun. I don't know.
iMac.
Apple needs to pay us. iMacking on FaceTime.
Right.
Anyway, great end of the arc. One of my favorite artists right now, one of them. So many Valiant artists are great, but Tomás Giorello, just like we're talking about that Neville Colin conversation, and just his way of doing expressions and people's just their eyes, and he does that really well. And of course, Diego Rodriguez's colors do really well with Tomás Giorello's art. And then just the story all the way to this point gives us a good, full arc, but leaves us to a point where there is a lot of different positions that this can go. We know we're going to see the Coalition, and a little bit into my next favorite artist, Juan Jose Reed.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be real. It's going to get so good. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I thought this arc felt like it could be just like a standalone film, like it's just got an awesome start. It's got a great ending. And even though there were these like sweet moments, it didn't feel like cheese. It felt really natural, and I don't know. I just thought it was really well put together. Just the composition of all 5 issues just works so well together, and I loved it. Like, this really, I mentioned like Saturday morning cartoons. It made me think of, we've got the Justice League animated series. It's every 2 episodes is an arc, and this made me think like, shoot, why the heck isn't Netflix getting on this and like doing some sort of shared universe animated films with all these or animated shows? It could have been 20-minute episodes each, and put in the Valiant universe all together. This is a gold mine, and I really felt like I was just watching a cartoon, and not in a bad way. Like, it felt natural, it felt comfortable, it felt great, and it felt like an opportunity that someone's missing out on.
This really did seem like it could be something Netflix, Daredevil writer.
Yeah, exactly.
Christos Gage doing a 5-issue or a 5 episode miniseries on Netflix. whether it's animated or real life.
Yeah.
You can get the Bat in the Sun, get Michael Rowe to play.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's soon. And it ties up to be a great story into that matter too, where it really would work well for it. Yeah, it was just something that gave you each issue had a good story to it. And it did show itself that Christos Gage has that TV chops, because they did play like an episode. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
I'm gonna score it up.
I think we should.
This one was honestly so great to me. I loved every bit of it. I have to give this one a 5. This one was definitely a 5 for me. It's just so well put together and such a great ending to all of this. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Nice. I am going to be right there. I loved it too. Not quite a 5, but a 4.75 for the whole series, for the whole issue so far. It has been top notch. One of the must-gets. One of the ones I'm most excited for to read each week.
Yeah.
Each week. I wish it was each week, each month, and get this book. So yeah, Ninja K 4.75. And give me more. I can't wait for the Coalition to get these team-ups.
Yeah.
You look at the cover on who's on the cover for the next issue, and you got like Punk Mambo, Dr. Mirage, the Jonin, and even Livewires on it. Sign me up.
I know. It's going to be great. It's going to be so cool. I can't wait for the next one. So this series talked a whole lot about the history of the ninja program. Which of these ninjas that were featured in it, or even just mentioned, would you love to see more of? Let us know in the comments below.
Dude, Ninja G!
Ninja G. I want to see. I'm still on Ninja Z. Ninjaz. We can get together with Shadow Man.
Yeah, we can hang out all the time. I like it.
Hey, if you like this video, be sure to hit the like button below.
There's also that subscribe button down there too. Make sure you punch that. We'd appreciate it. Follow us at Twitter at WhoDooTV, also on Facebook.
Yeah, and we'd like to thank our friends over at OutrightGeekery.com. Be sure to check them out. They got all sorts of nerdy stuff on there.
Links down in the description. Thank you for watching WhoDooTV. We appreciate you guys.